The most popular content on my channel so far have been my INFJ-centered videos. So if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're an INFJ. I made those videos because I'm an INFJ, and finding out I was an INFJ actually made a lot of things really clear to me about the way I experienced my world and my life in general, and kind of lifted a weight from how it felt for me moving through the world. I felt really kind of alone and isolated until I found that out, and then that there are people like me, and this is a recognized type. And they say, as a coach, you want to be a coach for the person you were 5 years ago. And 5 years ago, that was a really important thing for me to understand about myself. But I also want to address something that really weighs heavily on me, and is kind of the reason why a lot of my other content doesn't focus on that. So Myers-Briggs was based on Carl Jung, who was really big on archetypes, and archetypes are basically distillations of patterns that he sees over and over again in human behavior, in cultures, in stories and mythologies, and all those kinds of things. Now, fast forward to now, the modern day, a lot of what early psychologists observed in human behavior has now been researched on the level of looking at the processes in the brain. And so we can look at actual mechanisms that explain the behaviors he was observing. And this is where Myers-Briggs begins to break down. A recent study done by an organization called clearthinking.org, and I'll leave a link to the study in the description, compared Myers-Briggs to other personality type models. And the problem is that it just really isn't very good at predicting the kinds of things that we need it to predict. Like, are you good at this kind of job? Are you happiest in this environment? Do you get along best with these kinds of people? All those sorts of things, and it really only does marginally better than astrology. But I did learn I was an INFJ, and I got a lot of validation out of that, and it told me a lot. It validated a lot of what I understood about myself, and what gave me the words and the language to understand that. And that made me look a lot deeper at other things. So when you begin to look at, okay, somebody qualifies as an INFJ on this personality model, is there a correlation to how those people score on more accurate personality models like HEXACO and Big Five? You know, HEXACO and the Big Five are really good at determining certain things, like how well you perform in a certain job or a certain environment, what kind of people you'll get along with, what kind of impact certain rewards and punishments will have on you, those kinds of things. So they're actually really good at predicting outcomes, which is why they're much, much better models. But they don't break down into easily quantifiable groups like INFJ, ENTP, Leo, Scorpio. You don't get that. You get scores in 5 or 6 categories. But what I did find is that when you compare people who score certain ways on Myers-Briggs, you begin to find patterns in their HEXACO and Big Five scores. And people who score introverted on Myers-Briggs tend to score low in extroversion in the other personality models. So there's a correlation. You've begun to get the language with Myers-Briggs, and now you need to get better, more accurate language with these other models. I implore you to take one of the other models, HEXACO or Big Five, and find out more about yourself, because I think you're going to find that really validating. But you may have also noticed that I am pivoting a lot of my content towards highly sensitive people, HSPs, people with sensory processing sensitivity. High sensitivity is mappable. You can look at genetics and epigenetics. You can look at hormone levels like cortisol. You can look at brain mapping profiles with MRI and fMRI and EKGs and all those kinds of things, and see what areas of the brain light up under what circumstances. And you can put together a picture of a person that is HSP, and you can quantify that. What I've found as an INFJ is a lot of things that make an INFJ actually carry over to HSP. So INFJs are introverted. 80% of highly sensitive people are introverted. The N in INFJ is intuitive. Well, intuition is really just a subconscious understanding of patterns that you've recognized over the course of your lifetime. You have a very detailed model in your head that kind of short circuit the logic. You no longer have to think about a thing, you just recognize it. INFJs tend to be called the advocates and the counselors and the communicators because they have high empathy. Well, empathy is literally one of the hallmarks of high sensitivity, because highly sensitive people have greater activity in their mirror neurons in their brain. Again, a measurable, quantifiable thing that says, hey, you have greater empathy. So there's a lot of overlap between INFJs and HSP. So if you've watched my channel because of the INFJ content, thank you and welcome. I'm not trying to dismiss the value of that understanding of yourself, because I found it deeply empowering for myself and really, really important in giving me the language and beginning me down the journey that I've been on. But it's just the start. I implore you not to get overly caught up in this one archetype, because that's ultimately what personality types in the Myers-Briggs world are. They're archetypes. And archetypes are very useful, but they're two-dimensional. They're flat. They don't have depth and nuance, because it boils everything down to just this thing, and either you're this way or you're not. It's A or B, it's binary, and that's just not how people work. There's scales, there's spectrums. So just like introversion and extroversion, it's not introverted or extroverted, it's a spectrum. And you can be introverted but less introverted than that guy, or you can be extroverted but less extroverted than that guy. You know, so you got to have that nuance, you got to have that understanding, and that's what these other personality models and things like understanding HSP and HSS, another psychological category, high sensation seeking, completely separate from HSP, unrelated. Although a small portion of people have both, and that is also me, which is why I do content on that. Hopefully, my INFJ content really makes you feel validated and seen and understood, and know that there are people like you out there, that you're not alone. And I hope you go deeper on this journey with me, with this channel, and ask questions. What is it you want to hear about? Like, you know, what is the overlap between INFJ and HSP? What are those things? What is the overlap between HSP and HSS? I don't know. You have the questions. Like, I've answered a lot of these questions for myself, and I still have more that I'm answering. And I get these questions from my clients, and we go down these rabbit holes together. And that's what this channel is all about. I really, truly, truly believe that the power of highly sensitive people, the empathy, the deep processing, the fact that we give a shit about the world and the state it's in, and we feel deeply the damage that's being done, and we want to make the world a better place, so that not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us. That is a big characteristic that I found in myself in INFJ, and that is a big characteristic that I find in myself in the broader world of HSP. And I really want to empower all of us to embrace those gifts and those talents and see them for what they are, instead of something that alienates us and isolates us, and rather as something that empowers us to be a force for good in the world and to make the world a better place. And that's why I coach leadership for highly sensitive people. And that's why I say, for us, leadership looks different, because it does. It isn't ego-driven, it's outcome-driven. And the outcome we want is the best version of the world. So, welcome to my channel. I hope you got something out of this, and I hope you'll continue to follow, subscribe, and comment and ask questions and support each other. And let's go on this journey together. So my name is Charles. I'm a leadership coach for highly sensitive people, and that includes INFJs. And I love y'all. I hope you have a good day, and I hope your journey helps you understand yourself better and feel less alone and more connected in the world, because when you can achieve that, life becomes pretty beautiful. Peace.